Hey, traders. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to Bitcoin breaking down. Being down $1,600. And it was down $3,000 yesterday. So, a rout. Bearish route for now. But, this is like kind of what was discussed yesterday. If it did break down, it wasn't going to go like straight down because we knew there was like really strong support looking left. Right, lots of consolidation back from earlier this year, and you're trying to hold on to that, but you know, testing it, you're not really going anywhere.
Is that a joint?
Yes, exactly. Peepo, he who, exactly. So yeah, I mean, you could very well, if things don't go well, I mean, you could just go test the bottom. You could go test the daily candle high close from February 20th, right? If it gets worse, you're not oversold on the RSI, so you can continue to sell off. You haven't even been oversold since September 21st. But there is something interesting, at least some hopium, I guess. It's something that's developing and could become invalid any time selling comes back in. I'm just telling you, if this continued, where Bitcoin's just going sideways, and you continue to lose your negative momentum, that is like bullish divergence in development on the 4 hour, but certainly not like really on the daily or anything. And again, it may not even be real yet, but I'm just showing you, maybe we'll see at an inflection point, maybe this is developing. Kind of pathetic so far. You just spent 8 hours doing literally nothing, right? You tested the area. 8 hours, it's really like 12 hours of testing the old all-time high from February. But you have a confirmed, without a doubt, a confirmed slanted head and shoulders pattern now. And a measured move takes you way lower. But you don't know if that measured move will get hit because of looking left. All right, that was the theme that was talked about yesterday. If it would have held here, then there could have been a huge upside potential. Because we've seen these fail, and when they do fail, they go berserk upward. So not this time. And that happens. I mean, that's just testament to, even when you try to strategize something, you don't have to know where it's going, right? You don't have to know if Bitcoin's going to hold 40K to take a long to make money, right? You don't know if it's going to hold, but you know certainly very historical support resistance right here. And this is really kind of history. It's very similar in ways to Bitcoin back in late September, where just like 40K, 42K was never regarded as support in history until then, and it was successfully a support and a rally. You've never in the history of mankind back tested 58,000 as support. The only time in history that prices, reacted there was like up thrusting through that level or regarding it as resistance and violently reversing, right? Major reversals happen here. So this is something that like is very, very similar to 40K, where this time it may not happen. It may not hold this time. It's first attempt ever, though. That's very real. It is the first attempt of regarding old resistance as support. So that's it. I mean, it could act like this, or it could not act like that. It could play out. And if you talked about 100% measured move of the pattern, I'm just telling you, right, from the breakout, if it really did go 100% measured move, that is how you measure it. And the target is the 100%. It's $52K, $52,000 if this actually ended up playing out and outperforming or just performing adequately. Right, if we're in too bullish of conditions, this will not hit the measure move. It'll pivot somewhere before it hits the measure move. And I can bring up a great example of what head and shoulders do in too bullish of conditions, okay? Let me show you. We go to Ethereum and we go back earlier this year. Let me just, right here, okay? Where Ethereum hit an 88% or right around the 886 of that harmonic. And then this develops. Right, your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder. There it was. And then the neckline was pretty well defined. I mean, it was just, come on, like that. That was your neckline. Okay? And, it was like, hey, that's pretty ugly structure. It is a really ugly structure. Even it's a lower high, which makes it was even stronger at the time than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin was making higher highs than the previous high technically. So measuring this, watch what happened. It was very close. It was very close, but didn't quite get there. And that is a signature of underperformance. Look, measure move was 1500. It got as low as 1547. Failed to hit that measure move, and that was it. It rallied back up, and then this little, inverse head and shoulders, mini inverse head and shoulders appeared before launch. So we've seen this before. We've seen it before, and something interesting I didn't even think about, because the 886 was perfect, and then it went to the 50. Now you've hit a 100 total. Total market cap has hit a 113% retrace and reacted pretty freaking well so far. But I think this thing's fine. Anything above 2.3, 2.2 trillion, you're in good shape on it. I've been out most of the day today, busy running tons of errands, going out of town tomorrow, and won't be back till Saturday. So and then I'm working on the Halloween stream because I'm so limited on time to get all that figured out before I leave. Because I'm gonna be getting back from where I'm going on Saturday, and then directly going to a Halloween party, and then I'll wake up, and then it's Halloween, and then I got to be ready for stream. Oh, yeah, because I'm working on the other overlay, and everything's off. Yeah, sorry. So yeah, it failed to hit the measure move, but it did play out. And here we are again on Bitcoin with the same type of structure, just different time.
They just announced a partnership with Disney. Hidden bullish divergence is developing on the daily. Curious how you would TA the chart.
Sure, we'll look at it. Yep. Surprised I'm getting any kind of request, on days like this where assets are down collectively across the board 10+% everywhere. Except for True, except for Shiba, except for Engine, except for Matic. Everything else got devastated, of course, right? Bitcoin's down 2%. Altcoins are down 10%. That happens all the time. You must be new if you're surprised by that. That just is it happens way more often than it doesn't happen. So, yeah. Okay, and this is what happens, man. You just talked about it yesterday, the cycle of things, how the cycles work with trade setups, where you get ones that They played out. We've been in it for a month and a half. They're hitting targets, exceeding targets. They keep going. And the other ones, they're on their way. They've hit 1 or 2 targets. Maybe they haven't hit 3, or they were so close to the third one. And then this happens. And then you got ones that are set up wonderfully. They look ready to roll. It's time. And then Bitcoin does this, and everything's wiped out. And then a big reset has to occur, where Bitcoin has to eventually show seller exhaustion, bullish divergence, has to get ready to reverse, and then things like complete clean slate, where all of a sudden most things are invalid now, and yeah, we got to wait for more data. We got to wait for a bottom to get put in on the macro, and that's where we are. Welcome to it. Where have you been the past month? Where almost everything set up for higher prices and then went higher. And now it's 3 days before the month ends, and then we got to reset. Quick reset. Great.
Yo, Mitch, can you check out Carry Group, Cardano on LSE or CryptoDC? Doing a project on it for my final year, and your expertise are required.
Yeah. Thank you, Mystic Meg, for the 20. Yeah, we'll look at that. Yeah, I got a haircut today, chat. I don't know. Does anyone even notice? This one's anything? Anyway, so if 58.3 to 58.5 doesn't hold, I could see 52.7 being hit. I could see this area easily. If it look, man, you have to look left. If that 57.3 doesn't hold, there is nothing holding it. There's not one inkling of a potential support till $53,200. So if you're out there and you're a long-term holder, it's not going to matter. It's going to go down there. It's going to come back up eventually. But just saying, protect yourself below 58.3, because it's straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, over and over and over again until at least.
Follow through higher lows.
What's up, Banana Shake? Yes, we'll look at that. Thank you, man. That's all you have. There's no inflection until much lower prices, right? You break 58.3, you could have a straight line down. I mean, we're talking 7% drawdown really fast. We're talking $4,300. No support. So you better pray this holds. Otherwise, we are going to get a haircut on this market even more. Imagine when the altcoins will be if this plays out. I hope it doesn't, man. I hope it's like trends too bullish. On-chain analytics aren't bullcrap, right? Plan B, all those things that like actually give you an argument for how in the world could it get back down there with what's happening on exchanges, like the dwindling supply, you know, multi-year lows. When's that big supply squeeze going to happen? Well, the market can stay irrational longer, you stay soft. And everyone's like on the balls of their feet right now, being like, we know price discovery, what it is, and we're there, we're ready for it. But it's just not that easy. It can't ever be that easy. Just like, you know, you go back to Christmas of last year, before all-time highs, right? Oh man, we were so close. We were so close to all-time highs. I mean, we ran up November 25th, and then a huge washout dump, liquidation hunt, stop hunt, reset for all the trades happened. And then, you just don't know. Is it bear flagging or something? There's something going on. It's not really that good. And then it rallied and then went and did what? It tested all-time highs, but it couldn't do anything. It's like, nope. I mean, you're so close. It's like, how long did we have to be flirting with all-time highs? I would say you were flirting with all-time highs for 28 days, right? So like back then, like last year. And so you finally developed an edge on the 4-hour. You back tested old levels as support. This area right here, 17,750, was the second highest daily candle close of all time.
My name is Flocky and I'm Elon's dog. My favorite position is Doge styling ship. She's my beach.
Oh yeah? You heard it here first, chat. Okay, take heed of what he said, I guess. Thank you. So anyway, I mean, what ended up happening, an edge, a dragon, and a confirmation low at a very, very critical level. This is kind of like a 58K level. Let's just go back so you can see it. You go to the daily on Bitcoin, 2017. Here it was. Let me just show you. Oh my God. Right here, this candle high close from December 12th, 2017. It wasn't it was like the next level. Between 17,700, there was nothing until 19.5, an all-time high. So that was why I was there. So you could imagine that kind of being like 58K for Bitcoin, where this would be the 65K. This is the 58K. It's very similar. So, you know, like if you didn't hold that, you could be in a lot. I don't know. I mean, you go down to 17K, and then after 17K, then you're screwed probably. So you really, that's what happened. I mean, you were trying to hit all-time highs, and you couldn't do it for a month, and you went down to the next levels. You didn't know it, and it held. Sellers were exhausted, and then it went. Yeah, well, look at it, dude. Thanks, Magic Man, for the 20 today. Thank you, dude. Okay, so just going back in time to try to make sense of what's happening right now, where, you know, bearish engulfing candle on the 21st, bearish engulfing candle yesterday, immediate follow through price action. But here we are. Here we are. Critical levels that you have to hold. The daily, it would make more sense to probably go test 57,500. Definitely would not. It wouldn't be weird at this point because the negative momentum on the daily is just like building. Highest level of negative momentum Bitcoin seen on the daily since September 22nd. So it's been 5 weeks-ish. Back to neutral. But, you know, the good news, there just really wasn't any kind of bearish divergence. So I'm like, I mean, so you're pulling back, you know, definitely pulling back, up thrusting all-time highs. You never hit 113% retrace. How deep was it? It was a 104% retrace. Okay, kind of just like, what? Nothing. It just can't be that easy. People have to get, I think there are just so many people being irresponsible with the leverage that it is a literal field day for these exchanges. And they just keep wiping people out over and over and over again. Keep making billions of dollars doing it too. So we'll see what happens. We never know. We didn't know here at 40, 43K. We didn't know at 30K. But we certainly knew without beyond a shadow of a doubt that those were incredibly critical areas, and we're at another one. If you could understand, how long have you been watching this stream and these areas have been in gray for many months, right? Yep. So it's the same thing. You're just back testing this one for the first time in history. So anyway, not trying to be redundant here, but that's what's developed. That is what's happened in the past 24-hour period. Cruelty, we just don't know yet. Oh, are you talking about another, in phase? Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Bearish and golden candle, you gotta hold, man. It has to hold. But I think it's pretty impressive, and I'm just like, wait a second. This thing hit a 113% retrace on total, and that's where it's reacting. Don't tell me it's gonna make another 5-0. No way. Looks similar to the 40K backtest. Well, you spent an entire, 10 days testing that level, testing the sanity of all market participants for 10 days in late September. So I wonder if we'll spend 10 days testing insanity or sanity levels.
Can you look at ICP? He love you, Mitchy Cornish Gozer.
Okay. Thank you. We'll look at ICP. Yep. That was just another one that was at lower risk areas. It had been. It rallied. I'm imagining it's devastated today like everything else. Okay. So you look at the Bitcoin. We did look at Ethereum. I don't know if we looked at the daily on Ethereum. Here was something that I had not even seen. Bill it was the 4 hour. So it's so insignificant. You can't see it on the daily. But look at this. I had identified this last night, just like literally screwing around, playing pool downstairs on my laptop, and it's like, dang, man, holy crap, there it was. What is this, chat? Can someone tell me what this is? Ouch. I can't believe it, man. It played out perfectly. What a reaction. Whoops. Hey, man, like, I'm not perfect at all. I can't identify literally everything. Even if it's in front of me, sometimes I miss things. And I'm sure it happens to you and any other person out there. Doesn't matter how good they are. You're going to miss things. And I didn't see it till last night when Bitcoin broke the neckline. I'm like, is there something bearish on Ethereum too? And then there it was. I'm like, what about XABC? Oh, no, it's a 618 on B, a higher low on C. No. It was a bearish Gartley, chat. Yup. But, and I hate this narrow range stuff. I hate when you dump and then you create a narrow range like that. It's not good. It's not really bullish price action. You are holding on to a level that's really important. If you don't hold it, there's just not much of any kind of support here. Bitcoin 58K, fine. 39.50 for Ethereum. You break this, you're going much, much lower. I mean, there's not really any kind of formal support at all until 36.95 if you break it. So 36.95, what's the downside potential from right here? If it doesn't hold, we're talking minimum 7%, just like Bitcoin. Bitcoin goes down 7.5%. Ethereum's certainly going down 7% plus, probably even more. It's $300 drawdown. So this has to hold, and I don't know if it'll hold. I'm not calling it. I don't know. There's certainly nothing implying that the reversal's coming right now on the 4 hour. Nothing. Literally nothing, man. So that's okay. Right? Everything, I think we're at a really, you did break this demand line too, right? Of the channel. So this happens, man. In uptrends even, you get wipeouts, you get washouts, and you got to go back to the drawing board and you just wait. You need patience to wait for that drawing board to develop into something magical. I think some of these altcoins, like, maybe took big hits, but it doesn't really change the narrative of their trends. Did they end up on this dump, even being down 10, 11%? Did they drop below major discernible swing lows before them? Well, that's how trends reverse. And if you haven't done that, the trend's still intact. Okay, so for instance, let's look at Cardano, another large crypto that's down 8.4%. And we have chat resolution. Jesus chimes for resolution on Cardano, where we knew we're getting near the apex. We looked at this yesterday. It's like, it's going And I hated the way it was testing that 200 moving average and couldn't break it. It just went with Bitcoin, right? If Bitcoin went up, maybe it was probably going to go up too. But yeah, but we knew the level after that was going to be 188. Because look left, that's it. It's not me making this up. It's like, oh, these are levels from history that are very, they have arrows there. So it's just like, we did it, man. We broke out of a very neutral structure. There wasn't an edge even, and well, 200 moving out, that was nasty and so dumb. All right, so can we hold 185, 188? You better pray we do, because if it doesn't hold, the downside potential is vast, where this asset could lose a lot of value from the breakout. Let's not even say from where the asset is now. From the breakout, it could lose 20% of its value if it breaks 185. Look, I mean, you tell me. Am I crazy here? Like, what is the historical price action between 150 and 188? It's like straight up, straight down almost every time. So it would lead one to believe that history would repeat itself, because that's how market participants know when to place bids, limit buys, right? To stop the selling, right? A bunch of limit buys are probably set up at 150. Okay, yeah, here it is. Here, let me extend out this gray line for you so you can see it. And add one. I could add one right here too, and it would be, yeah, that makes sense, man. Okay, each one of these charts have their own critical inflection points. Hold on, I'm trying to, there we go. Trying to duplicate this. I don't know, this makes it easier on the eyes when you can see concisely where the zone, it's not an actual price, it's a zone. It's like, to me, it's just between the candle close and the wick, and that's normally, you know, because you chop through it, you know, look, one time it hits the top, sometimes it hits the bottom. Look over here, it hit the top part. So it's just, okay, that's it. That's all I got. There's no edge, but we have resolution. Great, it's nice. We were looking for it. Okay, remember Binance Coin? Last time we looked at it, what was it doing? It was at the pattern completion zone of a bear shark. I can imagine. I haven't looked. I've been doing so many errands today. I've been out like almost all day, and I got things going on. Okay, I could imagine BNB is down. Okay, it's 5%. What happened though? There it was, like clockwork. It was perfect, 886. So it never hit the measure move of the inverse head and shoulders that developed, but it did hit the second target of the trade setup. I mean, perfectly. I don't even think I've even shown this. I was like, holy crap, man. Yeah, I mean, hey, you take a shot on Bitcoin maybe not dumping, and it was quick, man. It didn't play out very well, did it? Okay, so right here, so you don't even perceive it. Like, okay, 1 and 2, that was it. So it's pulled back, and this is what I'm talking about, where has the narrative changed now? It's like, are we bearish now? Not really. I mean, you make a lower low than 394, then things aren't looking good. Things are starting to not look great because you made a local lower high than the previous high, and all of a sudden you're now making a lower low than the previous low. You know, that's when we can start talking about a change in trend. Trend could be reversing or something, but for now you're fine. You're still holding that support resistance around 440. All right, so just a pullback, man. Just pull back, and Bitcoin got it, but you better know where we're at, and you better protect yourself below 57.5, 57.4. It could get ugly if it doesn't hold. Just like if Bitcoin doesn't hold 40K, it could get really ugly. If Bitcoin doesn't hold 30K, it could get real ugly. Simple. All right. Let's just look at the index funds real quick. Knock them out. Phase was up 24% today. Top gainer on the S&P. Xilinx killed it. Maybe Semiconductor still rolling. Tesla is still up, continuing to go. Oh wow, chat. If you're here every day, I mean. 886, no, keeps going, fine. 113, we caught a reaction. I think that's gorgeous. Isn't it beautiful, chat, to see? Add the 113%, just like total. We catch reactions at this, and they're different markets completely. And they're both like indices, aggregates of many assets that make up the market. So there you have bearish engulfing candle in the 4 hour, almost a bearish Mara Bazoo, close at its lowest level, and you're probably going to go test 45.38. I don't know if you'll hold that. If you don't, mini gaps to fill. Mini gaps, like mini whelps, mini gaps. Again, there's no edge on Bitcoin. There could be a thought of maybe divergence developing, but certainly not if you keep selling like right now. I mean, I'll just go back to Bitcoin for a second so we can see. Like we had this here. It doesn't matter. Like you start selling here. This is bull crap. It was just one histogram wick. You need like 6, right? Tons of histogram wicks preceding the other to be like, oh yeah, that histogram is losing its negative momentum. This is just no. It could just start building and keep going. You have no idea. You fall through 58K, this thing's gonna make a higher level negative momentum you saw October 22nd. So you just don't know. There's no, like now after breaking that neckline, there's no action to take on Bitcoin except maybe eyeballing 57.4. Yep. In the end, ended up being a beautiful structure, a momentum shifting structure. And take your chance for a bounce, and it failed, and that's it. So now we wait for a real edge where it makes some sort of sense, you know. Okay, Dow Jones. Dow Jones, you know, this looks like a 113% retrace, right? And think about it. You up thrusted for sure. But it doesn't matter because it's a higher low. There's no lower low here. So it would be like I'm M shape, 70%, nothing. But for real, that 1/3 chat, the 113% retrace is extremely real. It's not a joke. We're witnessing it on total crypto, S&P 500, and the Dow Jones now, all reversing, reacting violently at that level. It's so Fibonacci, man. It is the 1/4 of the reciprocal of the 1.618. So just, if you're learning about fibs, and we don't talk about it that often, it's real. It's not a joke. 113. Okay, so we got it, even though it's not a formal harmonic at all. This is nothing. This is not, I don't want anyone to think that I'm plotting this because it's like, oh, that's something. It's not. It's a W shape that hit a 113. So you could very well come all the way back down to 35K to test that level. See if it, I mean, market systems, what? Fill some gaps. There's so many gaps, dude. That's why I hate it. It's like this run. Okay. Down almost 1% today, 0.74%. Okay. ICX in the 4 hour, major bearish engulfing, pretty much a Mara Bazoo. Almost it was a 99% retrace and reacted with the S&P and Dow Jones. So, no, I mean, these are areas where, you know, reaction reversals can occur. Right, into anything between the 886 and the 113, that's a big zone right there. You were at a 99. So Russell 2000, oh, it was looking so good, and then what did it do, man? Right? Yesterday talked about it. It tested February 10th high and reacted, and dang, well, look at this follow through price action today. Unreal. Yeah, I know. Like, how could you not get there? I'm just reiterating yesterday's analysis. How could you maybe not get to the 1618? You can't break the resistance of the range. So, dang, man. That's ugly. That's real ugly, but it's very real. It's undeniable, and it's beautiful in many ways. I know it sucks if someone's long on this, but it's like, technically, it's freaking beautiful. This one was like a 106% retrace. Didn't matter because look left, right? That's it. Okay, so get wrecked. Get wrecked, Russell 2000. But at very normal levels to get wrecked, right? This is where you'd think, yeah, that's where it could get wrecked, I guess. Okay, hopefully it makes a higher low and runs again. And then if it makes a higher low and runs again, you probably got market participants absorbing the remaining supply of this level because there's so much supply. Just sell orders, limit sells all over the place between 2318, 2361 probably. So we'll see. Hopefully it can pivot. Okay, let's look at one that we had not looked at for a couple of days. Just real quick, we'll get to some of these requests. Gold is looking okay, man. I'm liking gold right now. Gold's pretty good above 1800. Okay, made a higher low. No real edge. I mean, bullish convergence, I guess, but bullish engulfing candle yesterday and just holding. Eventually, this keeps up. You're probably going to go test 1830. After 1830, that's where things get really interesting. 1876, then 1900, then 2K pretty much. So, all right, you know, it's all about what the daily looks really good. The daily looks like it's trying to bottom out, right? You made a low, the same low, then you rallied. Then you dumped, right? But then look where traders settled up compared to the previous levels. It's higher. It's much higher, substantially higher. And now you just confirmed that that substantially higher low than the previous lows is real with seller exhaustion. And now you're trying to somehow inch above an inflection point that goes back, look, to yesteryear. Very real inflection point. So you get above this type of price action could happen again. 1900 probably your target eventually. Okay, so looks like gold's trying to bottom out for real. But again, this could take forever. It's such a large market cap. Whatever. It's like we get a dip every time alts get to profit taking levels. Well, not all of them, because there's always ones that are lagging behind, underperforming with this finite amount of money in the space, right? And they look like they're ready and they're such good setups, and then they just immediately get wrecked because Bitcoin says it's time to reverse. And Bitcoin's like, of course, man, every time I go live, we just dumping, man. There's something about 6 p.m. Eastern. I mean, it's like you're getting close to, you know, UTC new day. Like we got 1 hour, 12 minutes till your daily candle close. And it's going to be not a good one. It's going to pretty much be confirming that the bearish engulfing candle yesterday was very real. All eyes on 57.5 to 58.3. That 58.3 doesn't look like it's going to hold. It just spent 12 hours trying to hold it, and no one bought. Like almost no one bought. So 57.5, you cannot be surprised if that area gets tested. Okay, so we got a couple requests. Was that it? First one was this. Oh well, yeah. Last time we were here was crazy bearish divergence, and then all of a sudden it started looking like it was turning into a hidden bullish divergence. It still could be developing. I mean, it really could. Trying to bullishly engulf today, it's up 9%. Certainly not being affected by the dump on Bitcoin, but it's still below a level that's really important. 6.8 tenths of 1 cent. You're below that, right? So until you get above that, I don't really know. It does look like it could be speaking down slipping consolidation. Sure. Yeah, I don't know. I think we need far more follow through. Look at this bullish engulfing candle and a bullish engulfing candle in the daily that broke above the inflection point only to get rejected the next day. Pathetic. And then invalidated pretty much yesterday. But now you're engulfing again. Right? Not at an area of where you take a strategic long, right? How do you strategize your stop loss here? It's really tough. It's kind of impossible. Look left. There's nothing here till kind of like 5 tenths of 1 cent. Right, way down here. Right, like look at this, like a support April 20 of this year, May, July, September. Look, September again. That's probably the area where if one was going to take action, they might want to take long. Right where you are right now is just literally flipping a coin. And it's already been on a stupid run. But yeah, it's nice that it's up almost 9% where everything else is devastated. Sure. There it is. All right, next request was this. Let's see. Yeah, this would be fine to look at. Sure. Oh, it looks kind of interesting. I mean, my God, what a beast run. It's a crazy uptrend on KYGA, which is carry group. Clearly having trouble at 126.50. clearly a level of inflection right here. Right there. I mean, $100 and 126. That's it. I mean, kind of could. I mean, you could maybe argue like there's hidden bullish divergence and development on the RSI.
Can we check ICP?
Yeah, someone requested it. So if you want to request something else, we can look at that too, right? And waste it. So yeah, just type in the chat another ticker if you want to look at it. All right, something else. So certainly not like a, hey, if you're in a range between 100 and 126, you're at 117, you're certainly not in an area where it's that easy to strategize stop loss, I guess, right? But, you know, you're above the 200 moving, that's what you're trying to do. You're trying to hold above this 200-day moving average. But, you know, like probably the lowest risk would be down like 103 to 102 because that'd be like an 886. It'd be some sort of like alternate bat down here. That's where the low risk is in the hundreds, the low hundreds. You're 117, so it's not really like the low risk area, and it's tough to strategize stops. It looks like you're trying to hold some local high from June 12th or June 25th, whatever. So clearly, just looking at it like that, it's tough already automatically. But we'll see. There's something, man. You know, you're probably asking, is it momentum shifting here? It could be. I'll tell you this, if this asset gets back to 126 before touching 100, you got a real strong probability of an upward breakout. That's that partial decline stuff. Yeah, partial decline stuff. I would say look at it like a range, like really tough for me here to want to like tell you to take I can't say it's actionable right now, even if it does rally from here. I can't. It just confirmed the top. 126 was resistance once. You sold off twice. Ooh, twice is right confirmation that market participants certainly could not break the old all-time high. For real. You broke it intraday, congratulations, but not like, again, a clear, concise breakout back test and then continuing on. So kind of in the middle, man. Maybe you get back to 126. We'll see what happens. That's maybe where you could like you test it again. You could very well be breaking out soon. Okay, partial decline. Hello. Hey, good guy Jeff H joining the Patreon with what 3 or 4 days left until he gets billed again. Remember, I mean, I know there are going to be a ton of people that have already said it. They're joining the Patreon on the 1st. But that's the day you want to join. You know, if you're going to do this, you join on the 1st, not the 27th, 8th, 29th, 30th, 31st. Because, like, the billing cycle for Patreon, nothing we can do about it. They bill on the 1st.
Someone requested ICP. Can we check Doge if someone's requested THST as well, then Burger? I just joined the stream, sorry, so don't know.
Dude, if no one requested Doge, if no one requested Shiba, they certainly didn't request Doge. Doge is acting like a normal coin, right? It's just dumping like everything else, man. It's a joke, dude. It's like, you know, it's like so, it just happens over and over and over. I mean, how many times do we participate in these cycles where Bitcoin has its wave up and the altcoins catch their bids? Some do things really well and outperform, exceed targets. Some do rather well. They hit some, not all. Then some get set up really well towards the end and look like they're about to do really well. And then no, Bitcoin pulls the rug. It happens. Like I can imagine like ONT and NEO and BAT, these loser coins that did nothing. I think even Litecoin, they did nothing while Bitcoin was rallying really hard. And they started to finally set up for higher prices. And then, nope, no way, down 10%. It's bad. So pay attention to like what assets were outperforming and what assets were underperforming. And some of these legacy coins, it seems like their days are done in terms of performance. Okay. Anyway, moving on. Next one. I can imagine it looks similar to everything else. Oh, it's completely fine, man. Like, I think. Right? This one is completely fine. Like, You can't, like, sure, it's down like 1.8%. This looks great, man. This chart looks pretty awesome. Like, is it Shiba Inu? No. Is it mooned? And look at this spring back test. Oh my God, it's so good. But then clearly you know where the range is. Like, it's so easy, right? To see where the inflection points are from history: 1950, 31, 69, and 72. All right, so unfortunately, you're just kind of in the dead middle of that range. So harder to take action. You know, it looked kind of, reminded me of BAT a little bit, some ONT in them, but it ran up and it's like giving it all back. I don't see anything. I look kind of like, oh, look, hey, is it a bearish harmonic right here? X and A, was this 618 or a little too deep? Yeah, but 886, yeah, of course. I mean, you reacted there pretty well. Super liquid, I'm sure, and there's no action. It's really tough to be like taking action on an asset that is literally in the heart, where the heart line would be if I did a parallel channel. Like, it's just in the middle. It's well off the very strategic entries. So, I mean, you can flip your coin all day. Maybe it back tests this level, July 5th is support. It tried. It did it 3 times. My God, how many more times does it need to back test it before it runs and tests the top of the range again? I don't know. Clearly, it's going to have to try again. Bitcoin dumps, this thing's going to get devastated. You're going to be homeless in SPI. Next one, some S coin. Big time. Big time. It's actually on Poloniex, man. Like, but to the US dollar, you want to the wrapped ether. Yeah, it pumped. It's up 109% today. Congrats. I mean, daily, I think, had hidden bullish evidence. Yeah, the daily, it kept doing it. It had to keep going, and I think it kind of got invalidated. But we had identified that, done one more time, then mooned. Moon today. Huge engulfing candle, going to be the highest candle close of all time. There wasn't really much indication this was going to happen. It's bull crap. I mean, this happens, man. When you got a coin slips chance, anything's possible, up or down, and it could be 100% up, 100% down, like whatever. Cool though. It was range bound and it broke the range. Cool. A lot of inflection points, right? Here's a high that's different than this side, than this side, than this side, than this side. It's just all over the place, man. I don't know. Like, great. There wasn't anything special about this. It just pumped. Cool. Random pump. Could be probably a random dump tomorrow. It's down 40% tomorrow. I can't believe this happened to me, man. Because I bought in right now. Oh my God, I was at a car dealership today. And the girl who's like the administrative assistant, you know, I was talking to the dealer and all that, and then I was waiting on them to do some research for me, and then she shows, I could clearly see it. I see Coinbase, like, oh, it's the white and the blue and the line graph. And I see it, and I'm like, oh my God. And then she's like, Shiba, and I'm like, no, you can't, it's sell. Oh man. When you're out in the real world, man, and it just organically appears and you didn't solicit it, you didn't talk about it, it just happened. It's like, oh no, man. Bad news.
Hi, new to Harmonics and finding myself on single charts a lot longer than normal. Any tips on finding harmonics quicker? By eye, not indicator. Just practice.
You have to. You literally have to memorize. And it's okay. I mean, you have to memorize, and that requires investing in yourself. That requires, the way I did it was, you know, this is before I, you know, met with Scott and all that, and really like, God, you know, it's a big difference between Casey Stubbs and Scott Carney. Scott Carney, you know, it's an art, and it's like really complex. You know, Casey Stubbs just like, it's just these points and this and that. But, you know, Casey Stubbs' little book, you know, that's the bullish pattern, all the grammatical errors and stuff. Despite that, I had that, and I'll you know what? Hold on, let me show you what I did. Hold on. I had like all these tabs, right? That like, oh, it was a butterfly, it was a shark, it was a cipher, it was a gartley, it was a crab, right? And it's like when I'd be scanning charts from history. I would go to like, I don't even remember, like I was using like maybe Forex pairs or something back then. I was like, let's just go to like US dollar, Japanese yen, top yen, baby. Top yen. And I would just go back in time. Ah, man, hold on, dude. It's like I'm gonna lose all my work here. This kind of sucks. Give me a sec. I'm just trying to like repaint how it worked, okay? Okay, this is for you. It's because I love you, chat. I'll rechart this some other time. So much on it. Top yen, baby. Okay, so you're just like, all right, let me just pull up this chart. It's got so much data on it. No oscillators. Don't worry about it. And you're just looking around, and it's like, you're looking for like big bottoms. Not like that though, chat. Not big bottoms. Well, you say, all right, here's an X, an A, a B, way too deep to be anything, but it was really close. And that's a 78% retrace right there. So, okay, you go in your book after you do the M shape, right? And then you go in the book and you like, look, which one is it? Okay, 61% retrace on B, 78% retrace on D. Okay, that's a Gartley. So this is like really close to a Gartley reversal, and that's kind of the way I did it, because it's the best context that exists to find these harmonics, is like when an asset's drawn down and then it creates the pattern.
I was wondering if you could weigh in with your opinion on logarithmic versus regular scale charts, and for example the different fib levels you get out of the two. Thanks, King. 0.00502043 ETH.
Noise! Here's your daily $20 to look at Hex. Looks like floor is about to fall out. What are some buy-in targets? I see 18.5C and maybe lower. Noise! Can you check Cody, please?
Yes, and yes. Thank you. We will look at X. We'll look at Cody. We will also, let me reread what Bendares was saying. Log scale, regular scale. If you're zooming in for a trade, you're using linear scale. If you're trying to do market analysis and you're not really trying to find a strategic entry, stop losses and all that, I think you'd be using log, right? You look at Bitcoin, you want to see its long-term uptrend, you want to see all its data, you zoom out, you go to log, right? You want to see Dow Jones, S&P, long-term data, log scale. Are you trying to swing trade on the 4-hour and daily combination? Nah, I don't think you're using log scale for that. You're using linear to swing trade, like for real. So that's the way I would look at it. But hey, do your thing, man. When you're trying to swing trade zoomed in like this right here, I'm using linear scale, okay? Using linear scale. It looks like all the market participants that exist on the planet use linear scale here, right? 786. Okay. But then it's like, okay, that's one thing. It's like one example. Let's see. I'm looking for a harmonic here. Well, here's one, maybe. This one could have been a shark, a bearish shark that ushered in the entire reversal. Oh my God, man. Look, 113% retrace. I went a little bit higher. But dang, okay, so you're like, what is a 113% retrace? A lower low on C near a 1618. Okay, so you go and you look through your book, you go through your tabs. Okay, I think this might be a shark because 113%, and you're just like, okay, 1618 on B. That's kind of a little low, but that's sometimes they do that. They're not perfect all the time. BNA, we got 1618 to 224. That actually is a little too off. That's not good enough. So it was, from the B point to C point here, it was too shallow. It needed to be a 1.618 minimum. So it was kind of off, but certainly a W shape reversal, right? And just to keep doing that, you just say, all right, what about here even? Is this a harmonic in itself where it's like, is the US dollar to the Japanese yen like trying to bottom out? Too deep? Nah, too deep. So we just go to like, I don't know.
Can we check the 4 hours hidden bullish div on FTM after retesting 2.5 as support in the dump?
We'll check. Thank you, Eggman. Yeah. Great example of a harmonic right here. An M shape, right? 55% on B, 120 on C, fine, and then a 786 on D. That's a perfect harmonic. That's a bullish cipher pattern. Get out your book after finding a dump, the M shape, and in hindsight, it already played out. So it's like, it's healthy and educational to go back in hindsight and look at these, and that's how you memorize them. You keep doing that every day for hours, and it'll click eventually. All right, that was the way I did it, and I can do most of the stuff like I'm like sleeping, So anyway, speaking of harmonics, look at Activision Blizzard. Nice reaction, the 886, but you're not really going anywhere. Okay, so get it. That's step one when you're wanting to learn harmonics. You learn them, you get them down, you can memorize them, and then don't worry about the divergence and the ice lines, all that stuff later. The coinciding variables, the cake baking, just memorize the harmonics. Okay, but you do want to like really master Fibonacci and understand what it means, and that's why you watch that video that I made. Like, so you understand like how all market participants are really interpreting it. It's all about perceiving value or premium. That's Fibonacci, and that's what these are all about. 88% sale on Activision reaction. Nice reaction. It may not reverse here, but so far it held kind of. All right. Anyway, let's move on because that was kind of a rant that kind of went too long. Let's see. Next one was Sol. That dumped, baby. It dumped. It could not breach the all-time high. Look at that, man. You tried and you failed. Bearish engulfing candle. Immediate fall through after the engulfing, pretty much confirming it. Nice harmonic. This is great context for a harmonic. The beautiful bullish Gartley right here that manifested into the reversal of the correction you were in. You broke the supply line, then the M shape appears, and then it goes, it's pulling back. I think as long as it makes a higher low than probably like 154, 140, it's fine. Really the major low is like down at 130, 120s. So yeah, you're pulling back. Hey, it would be healthy if the ascent went to 170 and back tested it as support, right? Look, September of this year, the 18th, October 3rd, it's been resistance, become support, make a higher low, and then run again. There was no edge, nothing implied that, and it still means that pretty much. Like, buyers are not exhausted here. There was profit taking at an old all-time high. There are sell orders where there strategically could be sell orders already set up. That's real. Too much supply, so the buyers are relenting right now. That's okay. Just make a higher low, accumulation occurs, a pivot gets put in, and you will rally back to 215, 216 again, and that's probably the next time you break it. If you get back up there, you're probably going to break it. Okay, there's your soul. I mean, that's the daily. Yeah, look, one top, a second top. There was certainly on the 4-hour undeniable bearish divergence, Class A bearish divergence. So that's the combination that dreams can be made of, all right? When there's an inflection point, got it. You make a rally after a nice run. You can't breach it, you sell off. You attempt to rally, slightly higher high, same high, whatever. It was all-time highs. But on the second high, you had substantially lower levels of positive momentum, and you had lower levels of relative strength, and that is textbook Class A bearish divergence, and that implies impending price action, reversal to the downside. That has happened, literally happened. You've broken the neckline here, which could be considered the bad action magnet move, right? Where a phenomenon that occurs, according to Scott Carney's research, where if you break these levels, high probability of going to the 886. So just from that previous one of these swing lows, you could be going much lower. But let's see what happens, because 170 is going to have to be broken first. That would be a reasonable area to believe this is where it's going. It's going to 170 if it can't break back above 188 anytime soon. Yeah, 170 is your next target to test. Confirmation high at inflection point with buyers like telegraphing that they are exhausted. At least not on the daily, just the 4 hour. The 4 hour played out well, didn't it? Okay, next one was, I'm sure it's devastated, but probably okay in the long run. Yeah, that's pretty bad, man. That's terrible. That's just chalk it up to being trash. You know, like it looks great, man, but that's what I was afraid of. It's a 786, and these loser coins, man, how often have we seen them hit 886s? It's right back at probably the lowest risk area, but it's really pathetic that the asset confirmed a bottom, rallied, made a lower high, and then just dumped again to its lowest level since August 4th. What a loser, man. I mean, I'm sure it's still going to be fine. But, you know, if Bitcoin goes down more, you have to use your imagination. If Bitcoin goes, can't break or can't hold above 57.5, this thing going to an 886 or possibly a 113. Right, the 886 makes way more sense. $34, because that lines up with a level of inflection on the daily. That's probably the best target. But yeah, I mean, what do you do when the asset hits a 78% retrace? Exactly a perfect pattern in the textbooks, the ciphers, right? This is it. And you confirm the bottom there. Well, there's nothing wrong with your idea. It's just sometimes the idea or the asset you're on's a literal loser. I mean, it's trash. ICP has no, it doesn't make money. It doesn't do anything. It's just a chart. And we identify chart patterns, and sometimes they play out and sometimes they don't. And it seems like this one's not dead yet by any means, but dang, what a trash. How many times do we see these assets develop this, they bottom out, and then they go insane and they go to the highest levels ever, man? I mean, they've done it countless times. So, yeah, man, bad day for crypto. This is what I'm talking about. This is one of the losers that was on the beginning side after Bitcoin had gone up 60% in a month or something, right? This loser barely did anything. It still looks fine. I mean, it can very go to the 886 and it's going to be fine. I mean, you're at lower risk areas down here no matter what. It's just pathetic, because you look at this crap, right? And then you go to something like, what was it, Algo? Look what Algo did, man. It couldn't even make a 88% retrace before bottoming out. And look at it, man. It's still good. It's almost dang, man, Algo's trying to double bottom at that third valley area. Yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. Wipeouts. It doesn't matter. All the patterns that we're developing over the past few days are done. They're cooked. They're dead. It's well, that'll happen. So let's just move on, man. Yeah, ICP. What do you do? You identified it right. It was confirming a bottom. There was bullish divergence on the second bottom. It's just trash. It's just a loser. I don't know. I mean, losers fail. All those trash charts will fail when Bitcoin dumps because they ran out of time. They had all the time in the effing world to play out, and they just didn't play out. Every day goes by, it's not moving at the entry level. No one's buying it. That's not a good sign, right? I mean, God, I'm trying to remember one that reset really well, like Matic. What a winner! What a huge freaking winner Matic is, right? Look how all it did was, the entry of the trade setup 125. It's hit two targets of the trade setup. The third target's 220, right? And it's holding what was once a resistance is now a support, strong, up 3.81% today. and Bitcoin's down and could just keep going, and this thing's holding above critical supports. That's unreal good. That is such a winner. This characteristics of a huge winner. The asset did a full reset, went down not 88%. I think it went down 78% of the way, and it V-shaped pretty much. You know, it created another kind of M shape, but like these are the ones. I mean, like, right? You could see clearly. Matic, winner. ICP, huge loser. Storage, huge pathetic loser, man. I mean, like, really, I don't even need to look at Storage to know how big of a loser it is. Okay. Let's just move on. All right, Hex. Oh, it's down 7%. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like, I don't know, man. Like, maybe is it not anymore? Is this a confirmation low? No. Hey, is it forming a harmonic here? I think this is a little deep, a little too perfect here. It's trying to bearish engulfing. There's no edge. If it does, you understand 25 cents is kind of like not even really a support. It's just a psychological level, and the bullish hammer really helps you know that this was probably the bottom locally, but not after confirming that what was once resistance or support is resistance now. That's how you got one top, no second top, the double top. So if 25 cents doesn't hold, you understand you're going to 20 cents and maybe even 17 cents. So yeah, you're catching a lot of reactions at a level that makes sense. If it was really bullish, it would be, you know, reversing around this area, but it hasn't done that yet. So believe me, dude, it was amazing. Look at the momentum, the higher lows, the bullish patterns developed, and now I don't know, you might be on the other side of the fence. Definitely correcting. You're going through a correction. You're in a short-term downtrend on Hex, undeniably. Lower highs, lower lows. Lower highs, lower lows since September 23rd. So for a month, you've been in a downtrend. Dang, Rodney, man. Let's go. Yeah, we'll look at it.
Can we take a look at Ravencoin? Tendies made today on 1 inch. 0.025150000 ETH.
Yeah, we'll look at it, man. Thank you. The largest contribution of the day by far. Thanks, man. Thanks for tipping on the day, like, where Bitcoin and crypto dump, man. You know, it's easy to tip me, I guess, when everyone's euphoric and happy and things are crazy. But tipping on days like this, that's like you real MVP, man. Thank you. Okay. I'm just not sold on Hex right now. I just like, you're making lower highs, lower lows. That could continue. The trend is not your friend locally in the short term. Long term, of course, you're bullish, man. But this thing built no support on the way up. I mean, there's no real formal support that was created or happened, made till 17 to 20 cents. Okay, so just you cannot be surprised that happens, man. It's Hex. It's not Superman coin. It was insane though for a while. It was crazy. Okay, what I mean, like, this is what I'm saying, man. Like, they can be set up for higher prices. It's not at a value area. You knew that. It was momentum, but it was confirming 1 time, 2, 3. How many times does this piece of crap have to confirm above an inflection point that it's support before it goes higher? It was probably going to. Doesn't matter. Bitcoin pulls the rug. All these trash coins do this. They'll all do it. They'll all invalidate. They wipe out, man. Ice Age. You're wiped out. You gotta go. You gotta wait. Because everything just got, all the chart patterns kind of just got wrecked, man. The newer ones. The older ones already played out and stuff, right? But later in this little mini cycle we've been in, they develop, they start playing out, and then they fail. Then it's over because Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin keeps dumping, this is gonna, oh man, I don't like this asset below 49 cents. I don't. That's it, man. Below this level, there's really nothing here till 42 cents. Oh wait, look at the scam wake that took you to 42 freaking cents. That's what I'm saying, man. So it's like, no matter what you see, like, you have to be protected with a stop loss on this market because of this crap that happens like all the time, so frequently. So I don't know, no edge. There's literally no edge. It's broken a critical support. Whatever accumulation structure above an inflection point is dead. That's a dead idea. It's not real anymore. It failed. And like probably you're not in it. One would not want to be in this right here. Above 49 cents, you're okay. Below it, nope. Nope. No, thank you. You're like, all you're doing all day today is just confirming what was once a resistance is resistance again, right? You see, that's all it's done today. It was support. Now it's resistance. Okay. You're confirming. No thanks. FTM's up 2% today. Well, this one's certainly like it had its own craziness, right? But then bullishly engulfed. It's a winner. Hidden bullish divergence in development. I think that's what you talked about. Yeah, 4-hour hidden bullish divergence after testing 2.5. Literally kind of the measured move. Yeah, it was like the measured move was tested. But yeah, look, this one, okay, momentum. It was like downsloping consolidation, back testing the level of support. Okay, that could be reasonable for entry, stop loss, take profit. But up here, it's just, I don't know, man.
Can you take a look at that? It was looking good until it dumped.
Yeah, like a lot of other things,
like
sure.
We might
Yeah.
be going much lower.
Yeah, man, this happens. Oh, it's gonna go lower. Bitcoin dumps. Like, it's inevitable. Yeah, you can't have much confidence in Bitcoin right now until some sort of edge, like until bullish divergence really develops at 57.5 or 58, where you are now, and no one's buying the asset. Bitcoin for 8 hours, just it's really like been testing it for 12 hours. It's probably gonna go test it again before the day's over. You know it, man. It's like one of those days where, like the last 20 minutes, just bad stuff happens, and you go test support again for the. All right, the 16th hour. And that's not really good when you just hug support. You just test it, you react a little bit, barely. So weak it doesn't even go test the neckline of the slanted head and shoulders pattern. That's what's bad. And now it's like working on a bearish engulfing candle. It's just not good price action now. So I don't know, man. What do you want me to do here? Like, yeah, sure. Hidden bullish divergence in development, yes. Bullish engulfing candle, yes. Do you want me to target? I don't, dude, it's crazy. It's like almost like Shiba Inu stuff. I don't know. Non-actionable for a really strategic long, is it? No, but yeah, it's being implied on the 4 hour that it would maybe continue here. Sure. And that's why you requested it. Yes, that's real. It's not dumping. It's near at all-time highs.
Abe Moon last night. I had a sell order and then was able to capitalize on the pump. It has that historic straight up straight down price action. Now that it's back at entry levels, what do we need to see to warrant a possible
an edge? You know it, an edge, man. Like a confirmation low, higher low, confirmation low with hidden bullish divergence, or a slightly lower low, same low with classic bullish divergence, right? You need that. You don't have that, and you probably won't get that after a pump and dump like that. That's good though, man. It happens. I think another one did it too, didn't it? It was like Cubecoin. Cubecoin did the same crap. I think Keep did it a few days ago. Yeah, man. I mean, they'll do that, but then they dump right after. And yeah, you can't really be like, I mean, after what Bitcoin did and where it is now you got to be like, you just made, I know if you were trading like in the past 3 weeks, almost a month now, you made good money, and now it's time to protect that money. Your trading account, protect it, man, because if you break 57.5, dude, it's over. You're gonna lose 7+% of your value on Bitcoin. That's like $4,000+. It's all about the levels. Just like if 40k broke, you were going to 30k most likely. If 30k broke, you were probably going down to 20k again. You break 58k, 57.5, you're probably going down 40k again, or at least like 52k first, because there's support resistance and stuff. So yeah, great, but not really like anything to do here. What happens when this syncs back up with the rest of the market, which they do all the time? Next one. Yes, there are a handful of others that are not doing what Bitcoin and the rest of the market's doing. Well, guess what though? Ravencoin, certainly doing what the rest of the market's doing. Down 11%. Look at this asset. It was below an inflection point. Look what it did. Rodney, man, it went up and tested the top of the inflection zone as resistance and dumped, and now is just back below it. You can't really be bullish on this thing until it gets above 13 cents. Well, it's at 10.5 cents. Extending on. It was an inverse head and shoulders. Well, it's beginning to rally, and no. Now you're right back at that same level. It's not looking that hot, man. And where a complete reset would take it down to 5.8 cents. If Bitcoin breaks 57.5, that's certainly happening. I mean, Ravencoin's going to make a lower low than it made in late September and go for the full reset down here, 5.7 cents. Okay, no edge at all. Nothing right here that makes any sense for a strategic long. You're below the levels you need to be above. You just literally tested that level and rejected it pretty violently, down almost 11% today. It's just not good, like good area right now. You take away the harmonic too, okay? So it's too early. Okay, well, look at it. I mean, you tell me, can you be long on an asset that's testing and failing to break the level? I would wait for something to develop that makes sense, so you don't have to flip a coin to take a long. You know, you're flipping a coin, man. Hey, it goes up tomorrow on the new day. Well, congratulations, you flipped a coin, it went up. Yeah, 1-inch coin went insane, dude. Yep. Again, a handful of some coins do that. Yeah, man, it's like kind of reminds me. It's almost identical to Binance Coin. Like you had VeChain that was doing things. It broke the neckline. Now it's just back testing the neckline, and for the first time actually, but not really doing anything. It's not gonna hold if Bitcoin dumps. Continues to sell off the way it's selling off. These coins are gonna. It's down 11%, man, pretty much. But what did it do? It's the same thing, man. Maybe a 50% pullback, right? That'd be good, because this is the same thing. It's like Binance. The same market participants are in on this one that are in on Binance. Look, 886, right? Pretty much caught your really nice reaction at the 88% retrace. Perfect. That happens all the time. So like the inverse head and shoulders, you never got there. You may get there later, but not now. But what kind of pullback? All right, if we talk about if this is some sort of a bullish 5-0 from the low point to high point, you almost hit it. 11.43 cents is the pattern completion zone of the bullish 5-0. You got to 11.6 cents. Pretty much hit it. But unfortunately, at that level, you have no edge. Nothing implies a continuation here, really. It just depends. If you use this low here to the next one, sure, maybe hidden bullish divergence, but hopefully you can just make a higher low. You know, make it to the higher low. There's a mini M shape right here. It bottoms out and runs again, but it doesn't matter because if Bitcoin doesn't catch bids, all we're talking about at pivoting is never going to happen. It can't go like. It was a very low probability that it's going to do anything good or bullish if Bitcoin keeps dumping and keeps testing 58.5 and keeps and falls below it and then goes to 57.5 and then breaks that and goes to 52K. There's no way this thing's going to keep going up after hitting a deep retrace locally, right? Just like BNB. Hold on a sec, man. I don't know, tough days, dude. But remember, this soon shall pass. Just like on the best of days, this soon shall pass, right? The peaks and the valleys, they will never stay there. You'll never stay at the lowest low. You'll never stay at the highest high. You must, be cognizant of that, aware of that. It'll help you stay balanced. Try to stay balanced. Don't try, like the universe and nature is going to be calling upon you to be devastated and depressed and sad and just like running with your thoughts, on bad days where, your obviously your portfolio is down and stuff. And you got to fight that feeling. And just like the market's at all-time highs, your portfolio, your net worth's at all-time highs. You must fight that feeling. You must stay balanced. Okay, next one was Lens. Straight up, straight down. Yeah, man, that's it. This is what happens, Larry. This was really nice. It did the things that Ravencoin certainly failed to do, right? In its own inflection zone, right? On Lind. On its own inflection zone, it got above it. And then went straight up and then straight down. and will probably come right back down. Nothing to do, no action to take, nothing you can do here, man. That was it. You had about what, like less than 4 hours to maybe take profit. Let's see. I mean, stuff identified, right? On stream before or in the Patreon, I can't even remember. Yeah, a lot of pumping, pump talk. Man, a lot of talk about Lind, right? I don't know, I guess it was just talked about in stream. I know we talk about if you can stay above the zone. Really, I mean, it's just straight up, straight down behavior. It hit the 400, 420 area, and it's right back down now. So it probably, you know, it'd be nice to just test 314 perfectly and then bounce, but I don't know, man. Re-entry, you're looking for an edge. Do you see an edge? I see no edge. How can you have an edge after that? And that was last request, which, you know, well. Let's look at Shiba real quick, just so people can understand, like, why are people talking about this crap all day? Because look at this. Yeah, or I thought, hey man, yeah, look at me. I thought, hey man, this could be it. Nah, it just keeps going. It's just melting up. Yeah. Completely, what do we call this? Violation, invalidation of a bearish structure of just a standard crab pattern. Completely wrecked. So, yep. But, I mean, is anyone shorting Shiba? I mean, sure, you'd miss out on these crazy psycho gains, but there was no seller or buyer exhaustion at that level. I thought maybe, hey, it could be trying to do that. No, didn't, man. It kept going. So, let's see. This asset, since, this is wild, man, since September 30th, let's just say October 1st, in 27 days, let's just say currently standing, in 27 days, this asset is up 1,150%. Only in crypto, really. Only in crypto. But here's the thing. The one thing you can say about Shiba was when it was October 1st, you have to say that it was at very interesting strategic levels for a long. It made kind of sense here. Like it was, oh yeah, you're testing, you're springing back, testing the spring. There's another higher low. That's good stuff down here. And then you just blast through everything, and there's no resistance up here. This is what you're thinking. Like if the way a lot of these other coins will end up, what they'll end up doing eventually, if the cycle really can confirm that it's gonna be a two-parter. Bitcoin just went up and hit all-time highs. Yeah, it even exceeded it, made all-time highs. But until you get into true price discovery, you don't really know. You really don't know. It could be confirming the top is in. So once Bitcoin starts going into price discovery, Bitcoin dominance pivots and runs again to the upside, and we go to 70K, 80K, 90K, 100K, like you don't know. And the altcoins might not be able to do the things that Shiba did. But I think when Bitcoin goes into that phase, I think you'll be surprised, I will be too, how insane these other altcoins are going to be, what they're going to do eventually. Because it's all about the weekly, man. Like, unfortunately, little Doge getting wrecked, you know. Back testing the supply line again, holding above the 200 moving average, and still above 23 cents. Anything above 23 cents is really good. You got to be really careful about Doge below 23 cents. That's an inflection point where it could go down to 17 cents again. So, right, it's trying to hold on. Maybe it's trying to put in a third valley here. It could be a potential 3 rising valleys if it pivots here. But dude, we don't know. It's all on Bitcoin. If Bitcoin pivots and wants to go to all-time highs, Doge is going to end up going to 43 cents and beyond, 56 cents and then all-time highs. That'll probably happen if Bitcoin can go into price discovery, but it hasn't, and we don't know. And I think this is just, we're at a point where it can't be easy. It can't. There's nothing's free on Bitcoin, man. You're not allowed to just buy in, right, near all-time highs, and it's easy, and you're just going to make stupid money. You had to like get in when how much fear was in the market at 30K July 20th. You not remember? Well, a lot of people weren't even watching, you know, because they just gave up on crypto. It's like, it's over, dude. I'm not watching anymore. There's no point. So much fear. Even before, all right, before the last day of the month, right before this impulse candle, the fear was crazy here at 40K before you launched. And people were in so much fear that they didn't even believe the breakout was happening. You know, they didn't believe this impulse. They just still couldn't believe it. And were like, bull crap at 47K, bull crap at 50K, right? The whole way of disbelief. And now the people that were in disbelief were buying up here. And now this is developed and you're not catching bids yet, really, at 50, the next level. I think a lot of fear has to be put in the hearts of market participants, especially the newer ones, the retail, right? The fear, is it there yet? I don't know. But I will tell you, just like 30K, just like 40K, 58K is just as important. It's actually, it's about the same. Oh, I mean, like, yeah, because the historical levels there's so many tests and stuff on both 30 and 40K, but there's so much at 58K too that it's like you have to say it is of equal importance as 30 and 40K. So this is it, man. It's like we're testing it for the first time in history. That's what we just did at 40K. We're doing it now at 58K. Can it hold, chat? It's almost like we should do a poll on it, right? I mean, that's a pretty good freaking poll. Like, will 40K hold as support for the first time ever? Remember, that was like a tweet I did. It was like, you're at it. Will it hold though? Because you don't know. All right, let's maybe do a poll. Okay. Will 58, it's like that 57.5, 58K zone, all right? Will the 50s, I'm saying the 58K zone hold as support? Yes, no. That's easy, right? That's an easy one. It's a good one. Will 58. Yep. Okay, I'm asking the community now. All right. Should pop up, pinned. Maybe. I just posted it. It's not. Oh, there it is. Okay, here we go. Go cast your vote. I mean, you don't have to say yes or no in the chat. You just go click yes or no, and that's you voicing your opinion. What a day, man. We've got 21 minutes till your daily candle close, where it looks like Bitcoin will probably be at its lowest level of the day. Right? There's no one buying right now. Not yet. No bids are coming in yet, and the fear has to be put into the hearts of everyone, because it can't be easy. History's telling us it cannot be easy, man. And it's even like the 30K back early in the year. Like down here, the fear was insane. January 28th, man. Even January 21st, crazy fear. I don't really remember too much fear in late February, but we knew it was a level that had to hold right here. It did. Thought it might have been going down to test 42K, but it didn't. So yeah, that's where we're at, man. Probably not enough fear yet. Oh, and you can't imagine, like with this going on, that Gartley on Google Trends, there's no way that's playing out right now. 57% of y'all are saying yes, it'll hold. Dang, there's still a lot of people said no, it won't. Sorry. Bruh. Okay, sorry. What is this? Certainty? No certainty, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a split. I think we even did something like that down here. Will it hold? And I think literally it was like 53% said yes or no or something. It was like so down the same thing here. It's like, and I think that's real. I think that's like an actual like real percentage chance of it happening. I think it's like you have a literal coin slips chance that 57.5, 58K holds that support. You know, I just don't, I don't. Elon Musk, you out there? It's time. I mean, you're going to start talking about maybe Bitcoin. We got to have some sort of maybe crazy news catalyst here. There needs to be something to keep us afloat because he did it. He's done it before. We're at critical level. Remember, this was the Kathy Woods, Elon Musk, and Jack Dorsey little powwow roundtable they did. That day, they did that. And the bottom was in. There wasn't really any kind of news catalyst here. Dude, there's almost a catalyst every day, right? Someone's announcing something. Oh, yeah, MasterCard or Visa or Square, or PayPal, they're doing something always. So don't know if that was really a catalyst, but that was, we knew October was coming and September was about to end. And that's an amazing combo historically, right? So, yeah, I don't know. If it does break, you got to pray that it just underperforms and doesn't see 52K. Because if it underperforms, that shows that tells us the sentiment's still bullish trends, right? Underperform, even if it breaks down, pivot somewhere randomly, stay below that 200 moving average, and it'll be good. But yeah, I mean, you can't even say like right now, the way it's just like so close, it's flirting with building again. You can't even entertain the idea yet. It's got to be gone until you start really losing that negative momentum. Man, no way. China rethinking the ban on mining just so they can ban it again down the road because they have no more influence over the manipulation of the price of Bitcoin. I think that's what they're doing. I don't know. Bull crap, dude. Maybe they're realizing they're actually missing. Maybe it's like, oh man, the world literally doesn't need China for Bitcoin. Doesn't need it at all. And would prefer nothing about it because it's communist. And it's literally the inverse of what Bitcoin even is. Like, right? Isn't Bitcoin's like individual sovereignty, you know? And living in a communist country, there is no sovereignty at all. For the individual, you are owned, you are cattle in a communist country. It is all about the collective, for the greater good, for the state. The state is your god, right? That's communism. So like this thing right here is literally the inverse. No, we should, like, the world should ban China from even being able to participate in crypto again. Sick of it, man. I'm tired of that crap, man. Don't you just want it like a world without China involved in crypto? It's wonderful. Like, you know, great. They're just doing it so they can just click their finger, flip their switch again and ban it and dump the market. Dude, I'm like so stressed out. Like, the amount of work that goes into like a new overlay, like with graphical intensity, like trying to do the Star Wars stuff, Star Wars stream. I'm so stressed out right now, man, because it's just like things don't work right, and I can't figure out why they don't work right. Stream elements, like, who do you even ask? Can't get into your decorator, can't get cars, can't get vehicles, you can't get anything right now. It's like, try being a consumer right now, or even a streamer. I don't know, dude. Just, like the thing, like this is like, can anyone even remember like being alive, like being born in the past 30, 40 years? I mean, it's never been this bad. Like, to be a consumer, it's terrible, man. We're going through like the worst times. Yeah, okay, number go up. Yeah, they're artificially inflating stock market prices and maybe even all markets, you know, real estate markets. But man, that's the only reason why no one can say we're in a depression or recession right now. It's because number go up on equities and markets, right? We're in a depression in everything but name, kind of, right now. Oh, of course it could get worse, and probably will. Yeah, I mean, like, anything getting better? No. Oh, I get stressed easily. Fake news, dude. Literally fake news. You lack empathy. Yeah, dude. What's up, Valley Vet? Oh, Logitech. Wow, it's been a while.
Did you look at Logitech? L-O-G-I?
Thanks, Valley Vet, man. Yeah, certainly. Logi. Just run out the clock here. We got 14 minutes. I don't even know if I can run out the clock, dude. Oh, it's devastated. Just absolutely killed, man. Oh, it just blasted through that level. Like, no, it just spent a little time there, and look at that, man. It's over. This is what happens when we gap down. Wasn't even on earnings. Just continued. Oof. There is not much support. Wow. Correction time. Oh, this easily how a correction. This could last for a while. I mean, where's the next real support? I would say the next level, and I wouldn't touch this crap. Yeah, I say crap because it's not like they make bad products. I love their products. I'm saying crap because the technicals. There is just, you could try to argue divergence is trying to develop here. And you could try to make, you could say this is swing low X, A, B, C up there, and then D. Sure, maybe you're getting to an 886 there. But there is no confirmation low. You just made your lowest level since November of 2020. That's the next level, 75, 78. That's it. So like until then, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'd be touching this or messing with it. There's just like kind of like a straight up, straight down, straight up situation here, and it could just keep on bleeding out, man. It's ugly. It's an ugly chart, man. How deep have you retraced from the low, the major low? Well, you just fell below a 50% retrace like today or yesterday. Yeah, yesterday you did it. Fell below the 50%. So the next level is like 73 bucks, the 618, and that's closer to where there might be some areas of consolidation where there might be strategic long entries, limit buy set up there, right? So I don't know. I mean, it could bounce tomorrow. That's you flipping a coin. There's nothing good about this chart kind of right now. And Ethereum dumping too, down 5% now. And that's what I'm talking about, power hour, dude. Power hour, devastated hour, right? Yep, you break supports. There it is. Inflection point was unable to be broken. But just think about it. Just 2 days ago, you made your highest daily candle close ever. So yeah, you pull back, man, right? Dude, it's like another shark. I think it probably even hit 113%, didn't it? Let's look at it. Let's just pull it up. And it went on 1272. So it went to like the actual fib extension. But okay, you know, you could react up here. This is exactly an area where it would make sense. And again, if you're thinking about the mindset of the swing trader on Ethereum, right? This is just like, you cannot be surprised. Remember, swing trading sometimes takes a month, right? Like for it all to play out. And it's just like, it's like this, man, right? September 30th, the last day of the entire month. The entry, what was, you know, identified at critical levels after another higher low at $3,000. And what happened? I mean, you really surprised? If you're surprised, you're certainly not on the same page. You're not on the right page. If something happens up here at this level, like a reversal, you can't be. Number go up economy. Yeah, maybe so. But you get it, right? 1 month of prosperity, where, you know, Ethereum from that entry, from the entry, Ethereum appreciated in value 45% in less than a month. We're talking almost 3 weeks, 45%. So if a drawdown occurs at levels where market participants might perceive, you know, an area to short or to just take profit because they entered at a major inflection point, because they just made 45% in less than a month, then maybe, yeah, it has to make sense.
Hey brother, I'll try to help you make it to the goal line. Smiley face. Can we please look at 1 inch? Also 3 new coins getting listed on Coinbase. Never heard of any of them. Skull.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I've never heard of. If you haven't heard of them, Tukafu, I have not heard of them. Okay. Well, maybe I have, because how many coins are requested that, like, over time that were like, that's a thing? Okay. And then I'll be like, I have no memory of this place. And then I go to it and I'm like, wow, I actually charted this sometime. So 1 inch coin, dude. Yeah, this was like, I was so mad. I think it's not on my watch list, because when I try to, I don't know, this is not an excuse, but it's like when you try to type 1 to try to pull up 1 inch coin, it does that change the interval. Like anything you do with a letter, it's like forward. Okay, cool. So to hit a letter and then you backspace and then hit 1 inch. Dude, this is all hindsight, TA, man. But, you know, at the same time, there was a... Do you know there are like multiple patterns that developed across this market, chat, that were almost identical to 1 inch? And they haven't done anything. They're losers. They're crap. No one bought them. And then time ran out. But then some, also, same patterns, played out really well, went to the next inflection point, did everything properly, and then did something even more spectacular. You got to go to the 4 hour to see it. But right here, the asset, you know, fell below the level, then it sprung, then it back tested the bottom of the zone of inflection, right? Back tested it, and then moon, and went to 524, 633, and beyond. So, I mean, that's like, you know, sometimes the coins play out really well. Amazing. Look at that, how perfect it was. On the run up, it even hit the measure move before it pulled back. So, like, traders took their profit and the dump happened. But it wasn't over. Like, it was not over for the asset. It rallied back above it, back tested, then gone. So, yeah, this is a nice one, man. It was amazing. It did a reset. It was very similar in ways to many other coins, but some get the bids and some don't. Not all coins are created equal at any given time. So yeah, join the Discord, because YouTube will not notify you, most likely. I mean, it is not a reliable notification for YouTube, so that's why you join the Discord primarily. I mean, unless you want to be, I mean, it's cool to just be a part of it, and being a part of the Discord, educational resources. I mean, people are talking about charts all the time, cat pictures. It's just nice, man. It's a really nice community that you can connect to, because you're invested, you own crypto, you probably own stocks. Well, so do all of us. So why would you not want to be, you know, I bet you money you are not connected to peers in real life that give two craps about this stuff. 90% of the people, even more probably, that you know in real life do not care about this stuff and never will, and you can't make them or convince them to. Okay, so you don't have to. Just let it be, and then just be a part of people that naturally want to do this stuff, naturally want to be a part of it. And that's the beauty of online communities. It's so good. So good, dude. Yeah, cat. It's not cat pics. It's cat gifs. Way better. What do I think about 1 inch now, where it is? It's above this candle high close from January 31st. It's really high risk, because look, I mean, that's the big level, 633. You know, everything correlated to it afterwards. So again, it couldn't break it, and it's below it. So I don't know. There's no value. It's insane. It's up 44% today. You know. Hey, look, chat. Here's the hopium. Here's the hopium, okay? On Bitcoin. If it can just keep this up for 7 more bars or something like that, things will get better, man. I don't know, my webcam looks, I look like Mr. Freeze or something right now. I don't know what's going on. This is so weird. It's like blurry or foggy or something. It looks super pale. I don't know what's wrong with it. The dark side, man. So that's like, you know, this is the thing to watch. This and inflection, above an inflection point, could be a powerful combination of variables, but it's too early. We need more bars, man. We need more price action to feel like it's actually happening. You gotta lose the negative. See, like, you're just so close. It's just no edge. You cannot say, you can flip a coin though. You got a coin flip's chance of it holding, and then a coin flip's chance of it breaking through and dumping. So yeah, Krezzer, me too. I get like multiple acquaintances, people like in real life, I don't even know, talking about Shiba Coin, texting me about literally Shiba Coin. I'm not kidding, man. Multiple people have been doing it. I'm like, this hadn't happened in a long time. This hadn't happened since like January, February. DJ MacD. Haircuts make the camera look like this. Good, I broke it. Not that ugly. Dang, dude. Let's do a 4-hour falling wedge. Not yet, man. No. No, I mean, you could plot a trend line here and there and here and there. It's way too early, man. You can't have an edge every day. You can't have something going on that's bullish every day. It's just not there yet. So just please don't try to make it there. 2 minutes. You'll close at the lows of the day. Well, you'll at least close after 8 hours of green. 8 hours of buying, by the way, just not dumping anymore, into a bearish engulfing candle with negative momentum now building. It's just not like great, and you could easily test 57.5 and it wouldn't be that surprising, right? It's like the same thing, man. I mean, like, yeah, again, like, okay, anything recently gonna get wiped out, like really recently as a trade setup gonna get wiped out. It got wiped out, and this is what happens. But like, again, it's kind of like, you can keep placing your bids, you get stopped out, whatever. All you need is the couple good trades. But it's the same thing here that I just showed you with Ethereum, with like where the swing trader is down here. You know, there was an edge and everything. Like up here, there wasn't an edge. It was all this kind of jokes, you know, like daily 3-bar plays on a continuation, the bucking of a potential head and shoulders that became confirmed, and then you're stopped out, you're out. Like, those are just not as strong as like something like this, where it really is well developed downsloping consolidation and inflection point being tested for the first time in history, right? That's like the best. And then it's like the asset runs up, and yes, it does. It exceeds. You would have a third target. If this thing had a third target, it would have certainly been right here at 65 at all-time highs, right? Or maybe, you know, the 62K. But it was just, to me, like, those made sense. Went above it, and now it's like near that profit taking level again. So after something runs up so much, yeah, the corrections happen. 50% pullbacks, 38% pullbacks happen. So, you know. Less than a minute now. Chat, I didn't even do it. $30 seconds. Hey, we'll make it. Thank y'all for keeping me around. Tug Fu, MVP, right? Just like, haven't even looked. Did we get any likes today? And no one views either. Dude, it's crazy. It's like unreal. Bitcoin dumps, no thank you. I want nothing to do with watching a stream. Pumps, oh, I need to watch. I gotta watch. That's the same mentality though, at levels that make a lot of sense. Okay, that's it. We got a new day, chat. We did it. Let me. Certainly a bearish and golden candle. It did just get painted, right? Covered the previous two candles. I'm also shadow banned, dude. Wow, really? Do you even know what shadow ban actually means? Like, it doesn't mean that you're not getting notified. That's not what it means. Hardcore shadow ban. Great, dude. Cool. Cool. All right, I'm out of here. Thanks for coming by. I'll be back. Later, y'all.